Boys is getting quiet. Go on and get crunk. Head back to Longview, Kelly popping trunk. I ain't even tripping. Riding and I'm sipping. Let me come through, 4-4 steady tipping. On that new lap. Watch the trunk crack. Let me sit sideways, CB running back. Maybe AP, maybe AD. I ain't even tripping cause we some athletes. Messing with Smitty in the summertime. He get pissed if we don't make our time. But we gon' get it cause we gotta finish. Nebraska horn hustlers, man, we diminish. Put them boys little, paint like a skittle. I ain't even tripping, I ain't never double dribble. Cause I'm a player.
Let me sit sideways, man. Let me back go. Let me go low. Sit the cold in, I gotta kill a cold. Let me sit sideways in the big big. Oh, you boys, they my brothers, they my friends.
All right. Welcome into what is going to be the best episode of Fullback U we've had, man. There's a lot of people, again, I call my young brother, but, man, this dude, Keenan Clayton, we had an amazing friendship. Just honored to have my boy KC on. How you feeling, K?
I'm feeling good, man. Honored to be on. This is well overdue. I know we've been talking about getting this done for a while now.
Yeah, it is. Let everybody know, man, you was a beast. I'll tell them you was a beast coming out of Sulphur Springs. Let them know what it was like coming up around there, riding your horses and everything and getting that work in.
Man, it's country where I'm from. Pretty much know everybody around here. It was definitely different getting to Norman, but I felt like a lot of the guys there when I got there had that country vibe to them, and they didn't even know it. Like, you know what I'm saying, as far as just the camaraderie and the family life and stuff like that. But, man, growing up here, it was amazing, man. Small town, teacher work ethics. Grew up. Basically, a lot of people would call it what they would say is a farm, but I don't feel like we had all the farm animals. We just had horses and cows, a few chickens here and there, but it was good, man. Since I've came back, I've learned to enjoy it, especially being out and staying in other cities within the time that I was gone. But I enjoyed it, man. It's good.
That's it. Why OU? I know you had to have offers from everywhere, man. I mean, was it BV? Was it just the chance of the Natty? What was it?
Well, honestly, man, I wanted to go to Texas. I ain't gonna lie. I was a diehard Longhorn fan, man, and I wanted to be a Longhorn. Well, went there. Me and one of my buddies went there to a camp, and first time I ever talking to these guys up there or whatever. So have a good day at the camp. After the camp, they tell me that they want to offer me a scholarship. So I'm like, cool, man, hell yeah. But all the advice I had been getting was take all your visits, man. Check every school out. Just don't jump on the first offer. Just don't jump on it. So I was like, all right, well, I told Mac Brown, like, man, I appreciate it. I get with y'all, but I want to take a couple other visits. And he looked at me and he said, oh, if you don't take it today, somebody else will have it tomorrow. Whoa.
Wow.
All right. Cool.
Wow.
So after that, I kind of got on the lookout, and then me and Coach Wash was talking. Daryl Washington.
Yeah.
No, not his. Yeah. Wyatt. Yeah. He was a recruiter. Me and him, we got to talking, man, and at that point, it was kind of like, I want to go somewhere that's going to play these guys every year.
Yep.
I want to show them. And then I looked at it and I was like, shit, OU, that's the biggest stage. And once I came to OU and took my visit, it was a wrap. Man, I started looking at the guys in my area that was going, the guys in my area that was already there, and that put the icing on the cake. And Malcolm had a lot to do with it too, bro. Malcolm, he used to call me at least twice a week. What's up, man? What's up, man? What you gonna do? We gonna go to Oklahoma and make this work or what? So Malcolm definitely played a big role in it.
That's what's up, man. I tell a lot of people this may be a bad memory for you, but dog, you would have started a lot of places as a true freshman, Keenan. You would have, man, and you came to us and you redshirted. And I know it had to be hard on you, man. And I mean, what people don't know is it had to be hard because what you ended up being was the first hybrid that OU really had. And to be that earlier on, you would think, oh, well, he could play DB or he could play linebacker, so we can get him out there. But it's like, y'all don't get it. The defense was dude, there weren't true freshmen out there that weren't named Tommy Harris. I mean, there weren't. There just weren't. Good.
Like I believe for us on the defensive side, Reggie, man. Reggie was the first guy to touch the field, bro. He was on the field against TCU as a nickelback early, you know what I'm saying? So, and Reggie, man, his you just have to know that cat, man. You know, we all know him. Everybody that's gonna watch this podcast knows what kind of athlete that guy is, man. So, and he understood the game well too. So that was a big thing too, bro. I really did not understand football like I thought I did when I met BV. He was like, "Yeah, you got to know your formations before you can get on the field." All right. You name a couple formations. That's not what we call it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, man. And Nick too, bro. Nick was a hybrid guy too, but Nick was a big guy, bro. We didn't realize how big Nick was as a freshman. Like, he was like 240 and could play and was playing safety. So he was an overweight hybrid is what I called him at that point.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Talk about, hey, man, you were one of the rare guys that got to see the 04 and the 08 team. You know what I'm saying? What was that like? What was y'all's development like in the 08 season? Just let me know what the Natty game was like, all that.
Oh, man. Coming in, man, you was there, bro. You know how you guys left out, man. Y'all left some big shoes to fill, man. And I'm trying to think, man. The 04 year you had, and I was a safety when I came in. And a lot of people that they might not know that, but when I first came in, I played safety. I was redshirted, like JD mentioned earlier. Second game of my redshirt freshman year against Washington. A lot of people, and what Coach Wright put to the media is that they benched me because I missed a tackle. But if you go back and look at the tape, they didn't take me off the field after I missed that tackle. There was a set with a tight end and a wing, and the backup tight end was also the wing. It wasn't a regular wing guy. Make a long story short, DJ, he let his guy go run, slap up the middle of the field, and they thought it was my guy because Coach Wright just seen the number of the tight end. Oh, you let your guy run, slap down the field. You don't know what you're doing. Get off the field. And then later whenever it comes out, it's like, well, we benched him because he can't tackle. But you go on further in the season, there's several missed tackles. Nobody missed. You know, it is what it is now.
Right.
That the development from there to there, for me personally, it was a lot of growing, and then also sitting back watching the way it needed to be done, man. Like I said, I got moved to the linebacker room, so that was totally different for me. But, man, you seen a lot of guys come alive from our first year to 08.
Whole lot.
And, man, the thing about it, we had a few guys that left out early. If all those guys would have stayed around, hey, it would have been, man, it'd have been nasty. I'm telling you, we probably could have ran it back to back.
Yeah,
honestly,
just kept a Big Mo or somebody like that.
Big Mo, and then you got Curtis, Malcolm, Wick, Manny. All those guys jumped out and left early, man. That we could have ran it back again, but I'm trying to think. The development from there, man. You've seen a lot of guys grow. I've seen a lot. What it was, a lot of guys, the younger guys for us, we learned how to deal with Smitty, man.
Mm-hmm.
Once you learn how to deal with Smitty, the rest was a cakewalk, bro. Yeah, that was it, bro. Once you learn how to deal with Smitty and you understand how he wants you to approach the workouts and what you need to do to just keep him off your back, that was the key to it, I think, because Smitty had a lot of say-so when it came to
who's ready or not,
who he thinks should play, who he thinks shouldn't. But trying to think what else.
Man, y'all balled though, man. I was really
We
proud of
did,
y'all,
bro.
man. Y'all had a lot of guys that really just you like
But
yourself. I mean, you sucked it up, and you. I knew you wanted to play as a true freshman. I knew that,
man, bro.
And we used to tell you
man.
all the time, "You're gonna be great, Keenan. Just take your time. You're gonna be great. Just be
Yeah.
patient." So I was proud of y'all, man.
Y'all set the bar for us, bro. Like y'all, like man, I'm telling you that the first day of camp, bro, we put pads on. We got the pads on. You come out there, we hyped up. We get in that first inside drill. You and Rufus run through that bitch. Wow. Oh, okay. This is a whole nother level, but man, the live bullets is what made it fun because y'all, Coach V used to always tell me, you got to watch some of these guys and learn how to practice. I didn't really know how to practice because, coming out of high school, when you one of the guys on the team, you do what you need to do in practice and don't nobody really touch you because if they do, coach finna be mad. Don't be hitting him. You gonna hurt him. But, man, to see how y'all was going live and taking care of each other, man, it was crazy. And then, on my visit, man, y'all was getting ready for a bowl game. I came around Christmas time, I believe. And just the way y'all was hanging out, man, I think we went over to Mark Clayton and I can't remember who else. I remember who we stayed.
I think
him and B Pool stayed together. Yeah,
y'all had a good time then.
Yeah, man. We over there chilling. I think it was Jamal, man. Came in with a ski mask. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Like, it was one of them moments. Like he kind of just bust through the door. He had a ski mask on. He was screaming and hollering and shit. We was like, whoa, what? And everybody froze on the couch. Like, oh shit. Then here come MC out the computer room. Jamal, quit playing, man. You're gonna make us lose our recruits. You're gonna make us lose our recruits. Hey, man.
JB. Hey.
Man, hey, he was a fool, man.
Hey, I gotta know. I never really talked to you about this, so fans love this, but I gotta know what Philly was like for you, fam. I gotta know, and if you had any advice for Jalen Hurts, what would it be right now?
Man, enjoy the city, man. Enjoy the city, bro. If I had any advice for him, get with my boy Brandon Graham up there and Jason Peters, holler at him too, man. Get with them cats, bro. They real down to earth guys. They've been there for a while. They can show you the city, man. Show you what's going on. I'm pretty sure he done seen a lot anyway, just being who he is and stepping up and making the progress that he made so early, man. I'm pretty sure he's well known in the city, of course, and I'm pretty sure he knows his way around by now. But Philly, for me, bro, was a culture shock. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That was a culture shock, bro.
Where we at?
It was a real culture shock. Yeah, bro. Like, man, because when you first get there, bro, they had us at a hotel and basically everything. They was moving us around in little vans and shit. So you really didn't get to move around. When I finally got my car out there, bro, and I got to driving around, I'm just like, why is it people parked in the middle of the road?
For real.
Why the houses so close? Like, that was my first time even going to the East Coast, man. I ain't never been to the East Coast before in my life. Like, the farthest I had been really was California. When I got to OU, we flew to play UCLA, bro. I ain't never really been outside of Texas, so man, it was a culture shock, bro. And what I learned about Philly, though, they got some of the diehard fans, bro. Winning or losing, the stadium gonna be full, and they gonna let you know
whether you play
how they feel about you. Yeah, they gonna let you know, bro. Like, you think you done had a good game, you walking off the field, one of the fans be like, you missed 5 tackles. What was you thinking out there? You be like, damn, bro, you counted all that. Hey. Yeah, man. And what made me realize that it was really like they was really like that and crazy and that they really get rowdy in there is that the old stadium had a jail underneath. Yeah, the old stadium had a jail under it. Lock y'all up for the night, and when y'all sober, we'll let you out and go home.
Yeah. Hey, that's too real. That's too real. Yeah. Hey, let everybody know what you up to these days.
Man, these days, man, back at home, raising cattle and horses ain't nothing changed, man. Just went back to the old ways. Working at a spot called Jailwind. It's a door company. Process and make doors for houses and apartments, buildings, or offices and everything. So that's what I'm doing now. No kids. That's about it, man.
That man's a
That's
great
it.
supporter.
Riding horses.
Hey, I love it. Every time I go on Facebook, I get a great shot of you, raising your horse. And don't let it. The one thing I love when guys are passionate about their school. And Keenan is a passionate student, but he's also passionate about Sulphur Springs. He will let the OC.
Oh yeah, man.
He'll let the OC know. He'll let the DC know. He will let O-line. Everybody can get it. That's what.
Yeah, man. Hey,
everybody can get it.
Hey, man. Yeah, hey. Man, it's funny you say that, man. I ran into an incident with Coach Warren, man, in Philly. He was an O-line coach, and first coach practice we there, and I finally made the team and stuff. And it wasn't even like a big-headed thing. Like, we scout team looking at the cards. Okay, the cards say line up right here. Man, he come out of nowhere and just, scoot over. You're not looking at the cards. At this point, I'm like, bro, don't ever put your hands on me like that. Just tell me to scoot over. Like, I done scout team. I've done scout team for Coach Wilson. I know to line up where the cards say to line up. Like,
right.
Because if not, he's going to be down your throat. So, man, and it was one of them things like, bro, me and him bowled up, and he was all in my face. I took my helmet off. I'm yelling at him, and then everybody just kind of looking at me like, rookie, what is wrong with you? That guy, he's a well-known coach. Been around here 15. Hey, it didn't matter, bro. Like, I was brought up on respect, bro. You gotta respect respect. You give respect to get respect, and I don't even, bro. This is my first interaction with you. We have never even spoken. You putting your hands on me, calling me everything under the sun but my name, bro. I was just,
listen.
But
I get it. I'd have made you proud. When I got drafted to Chicago, you know how they do you. They don't put you in the big locker room. They put you in the little locker room in the basement.
Yep.
So we in the basement. Like you said, man, people they get around all them NFL guys and everybody's talking big. Everybody's talking.
Yeah.
You ain't did this and you ain't did that. And we had a linebacker there, dog, that just started going off on people in the locker room. You ain't this, and we would have beat OU, and you would have. Whoa, brother! You went to Arizona State. Stop it! Like, stop the cap. It's no.
Hey, bro.
You can go off on those guys, but you're not beating OU.
Right.
So
bro.
Dudes just be talking crazy.
And man, good. And what's crazy, bro? Some of the guys that you see that, like, you be like, bro, this cat would have never touched the field at OU. Like, it throw you off, bro. You be out there with some of the guys and you be like, bro,
you would have never stepped foot on the field. You went second round. We had cats better than you. Spin them back up. I know it.
Man, bro, man.
I already know it. Know it.
And it's crazy, bro, because when you sit back and you realize that, like, at first when I thought I was just being an ass, I was like, bro, like, anytime somebody gets to talking noise, I'll be like, bro, I can name 3 people on my team in college better than you right now. Like, shut up talking to me.
And just be serious about it.
Yeah, be serious as hell. Like, y'all, like, some of the cats, I just want to tell them, like, bro, you wouldn't even survive Smitty. Like, Smitty would have broke you down, bro. You wouldn't have never made it. You'd have never made it.
You're lucky to be here. Like,
yeah, bro. For real. Yeah, bro.
No, that's real.
I mean, what's crazy, like I be like, you know how it is, man. You have conversations with guys from other schools, and you tell them how our workouts used to be, the stuff we used to do, and they looking at you like, what? Y'all did what? Hell nah, y'all didn't do that. Yes, and then you talking to them about what they did. Man, we just went in a couple days, just ran 10 hunters, and I said, boy, that was 10 hunters. That was the minimum. Like, shit, you had to do 20 just to go home on vacation.
Right. What else y'all do after that? Like, that was
right.
It.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
that
no.
was nah.
But yeah, we had a few cats from Chicago, so they had been with Smitty in Florida, so they already knew. So they was like, "Oh, yeah, y'all motherfuckers is ready to go." So we was like, "Yeah, you understand it because y'all had the humidity along with his ass, So it was ridiculous. But nah, man, dude, we gotta do this again, KC. Man, it was great to reminisce. man, just again, man, beyond all the fan stuff, just super duper proud of you, dog. It was, it was amazing to see your growth, bro. It was to see you from your redshirt freshman year to balling against Texas your senior year, flat out amazing. Going to Philly, balling, doing all that, making the squad, working your way up from special teams to being a starter. I know how it goes. Just proud of you, dog.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
man. Shit. I appreciate y'all being big brothers, man, and continuing to being big brothers, man. Because
always,
it's a blessing to just scroll through Facebook, bro, and see all the guys, bro, what they got going, the kids, their families, and I'm excited I be watching guys, seeing what they kids, what sports they gonna play. See if I can't get close and watch or something, man. I try to keep up with just about everybody I can, man. Jason Carter, man, if you watching this, holler at me, bro. I ain't talking to you in a minute, man.
I'll pass his number. That was my roommate.
I ain't talked to Carter in a minute, bro.
His son got a chance, man. He right up the road. So
I heard it was nice.
He hits me up every once in a while, man. So
heard he was good at baseball too, man. Yeah. Carter took me on this wing, man. When I came in, he was one of them guys that didn't look at it like, man, y'all coming in here to take our spot. He was looking at it like, man, I'm finna show y'all how to do this. Finna teach y'all what I can. And man, Carter was real, man. D. Will, he was in the DB room. Who else was in there? Lindy.
Shoot.
Cuddy. Brett, Cuddy.
Joe K.
Joke. DJ.
Yep.
Man, it was we had some cats in there,
man. That was the other thing.
And then came with us.
Guys. Y'all kept some fucking guys back there, man. Replacing it. And man. Everybody it was like guys could play different. You could play linebacker safety. Nick could play linebacker safety. Lindy could play safety corner. Reggie could play safety corner. D. Will was even trying to dabble in safety corner. It was ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Man, bro.
B-Jack.
That's what I was just going to say. B-Jack, man. Long ass. B-Jack was long. Then we came to school with them light eyes.
Yeah,
y'all used to kill him, but y'all used to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, his little boy too, bro. His little boy, nice on that track, man. Yeah, I've been keeping tabs with him too, man. His son, nice on the track.
Check in with him.
Yeah, man. Check in with old B-Jack, man.
Yes,
who else, man?
Shoot, everybody.
A bunch of guys, man.
I got to get Keywan on here, man. That Keywan will shut it down. Keywan will shut it down. I've been trying to get him.
Hey,
man.
You know Keywan gonna act up, and he's gonna keep it all the way real. Yeah,
I might have to film him at one of his son's games. I heard he be giving refs the business at the game.
Man,
I'll be giving refs the business. I got to get him on.
I believe it, bro. I believe it.
No doubt. Hey, man.
For sure, man. The guys in the linebacker room, man, we need to all get together and have just a one big pod together, man, so we can talk about Coach V, bro. We got to talk about Coach V.
Hey, you read my mind, bro. You read my mind.
We need to get together, man. Holler at Ryan and Tom and those guys, man. Get it together, man. Curtis,
man,
and see if we can't have a good conversation about Coach V, man. Proud of Coach V too, man.
Proud of him, but I couldn't imagine playing for him. It was a different level. You laugh. It's a different level, dog.
I put it like this, bro. Coach V prepared me for any other coach, any boss, anything going forward, bro. Like, I felt like I knew so much more than a lot of the guys when I got to the league, bro. Like, as far as, like, they was like, man, how you understand this already? Y'all just don't understand. Coach V, you got to know this.
You don't get it, bro.
So, but Coach V, bro, he really prepared me going forward, bro. Like, he really had me prepared, bro, because I used to think he was being an asshole, think he was being hard, but that's just him. You know what I'm saying? Once I got to know that was just him, and I realized that he done his sons the same way at home, hey, it's just Coach V, bro. But like I said, going forward, none of my other coaches really like, what? Y'all don't yell? You're not screaming right now? You're not tripping about that little half a step in the B gap right there? You're not tripping about that? Ah, man, this gonna be a cakewalk. But yeah, man, Coach V definitely, bro. We gotta. He did his thing, bro. And I'm proud of what he's doing now. He keep the defense rolling over there at Clemson, bro. So, you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we're going to get on it, bro. Hey, I ain't going to keep you too much on your Sunday, man, but I know the fans going to appreciate it. Much love, KC, man. Take
Oh
care
yeah,
of yourself,
man.
bro. We'll get on it.
For sure, man.
We'll get on it back with that reunion pod for sure, brother.
For sure, man. When I get out to Oklahoma City, man, I'll come sit with you, man.
Lock in with me, man. I'm right down the street from the stadium.
All right, man, for sure.
Much love, bro.
Right, so.
Yes, sir. All right. It's been a while, but I got my fam back here. Welcome into what is going to be a great episode of Fullback U. Got my brother PJ Mills. PJ, how you been?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Doing great, man. I'm sorry to hear. We got to start the show off. Man, your big brother DJ, just let us know what he was like. He told me he was just the ultimate competitor. I loved hearing the stories, and it was amazing how much our Facebook group with all the older players, everybody said the same thing about him.
Yeah, he was an incredible cat, man. He came in the year before me, but he redshirted, so therefore we played all 4 years together, and he was ultimate competitor. He didn't care who it was. He was like, no matter my size, my heart gonna win this for me. He was just a really good dude, man. It's we've taken a hit. The OU family have taken a hit for Gaddis and Coach Blake and Kel Gundy, my teammate's mother, and DJ, and it's just Gaddis before that. It's kind of been rough. Now we know Ricky Dixon, obviously. One of the two best safeties I think ever played at OU, in my personal opinion. I think now there's some guys in the 70s too, but I would think most people would say Ricky and Roy. There, thank you. It would be Ricky and Roy for most people.
Yeah.
So it was a heavy blow, man. But he was a guy that was really smart. He graduated. He got his degree. He got his master's. He went to the NFL, won 2 Super Bowls in the NFL, got an interception or 2 in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the Super Bowl. He got 1 or 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl. And he's right there with Shay Sharp and John Elway. And I'm not necessarily saying where they rank in football history, but he's on that team and he's contributing. And he was actually playing. He wasn't just on the sideline. So it was a big blow. I can say all of that, but I lost my friend. And I lost a brother. And, unfortunately, times like this make us reflect on what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. Hey, let me call this guy. I ain't called him in a while. So that's why I'm glad it's in early talks. But, many of the guys that I played with and a little bit after and before are talking about trying to make, if we can, a yearly meetup. Somewhere. You know what I mean? Where we don't always come together. We come together in love at those funerals, but come together when it's not sad. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And everybody may not be able to come, may not be the same date, may not be the same people there. But I think that would be something that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Seeing everybody's family or it's just the adults, however they want to do it is fine with me. But I want to see my brothers in the good times, not just the times we don't want to speak about.
Yeah, you mentioned him winning the Super Bowls, and we used to compete out of Shawnee. And anytime you drive in, you see the sign, home of Super Bowl champion Darius Johnson. I mean, it was awesome, man. And I mean, for us as kids, I mean, it's like, wow, somebody right down the road was able to, do that. Like, it gives you hope. It gives you hope. And then not to mention when stories are passed down like you told of the dude never wanted to lose a race. I mean, so the competitive nature, it sounds like just that's where he
tell the DB coach, which was Coach Hayes at that point, it's just me and PJ today. So we would only go against each other. But playing against him in practice every day, they know what you're going to do. Practice on really good teams are usually harder than most games. Not necessarily all games, but most games, because the amount of talent that you normally have at the University of Oklahoma and the competitiveness and the depth that we have throughout the years, you're never taking the other team for granted because that's how you can lose quickly. But if you do what you're supposed to do. Out of those 8 to 10 games, you got the advantage probably on 8 to 9 of them because of what Oklahoma usually brings in and what they stack it with. So those practices were intense. Obviously, I know they were with you and people before. So He just meant a great deal to this program. He ran track too.
Wow.
He was on the track team. He was a special cat, man. I hate I got to talk about him in the past.
I get it.
But he always here.
Well, there's a brotherhood, and nothing can show that more than our new intro, man. You got a sneak peek at it. Let me know. I brightened you up, so let me know what you thought about the intro, man.
It was dope, man. It was dope. I like it.
Brad,
that was a good job.
He killed it, man.
Yeah, he always does. He always does his thing.
There's just certain things, man, you can't really explain to people. And I know, like, our fans want to hear, like, well, what's it like to play at OU, and what's the traditions, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, man, for the most part, the shit's hard. Like, for the most part, it's a lot of work. Like, yeah, it's a lot of work. But there is those certain things that, you say things like the student union, or you say things like, perfect swing. You say places. I mean, there's certain
all of that.
There's certain
all of that
traditions and things. Me and my buddy, I just mentioned our Facebook group, but I put one of our my old roommate is in the group now. I just added him. I think it was yesterday. He just got on Facebook to promote his woodworking group. And I made a joke with him, all this woodworking. Why didn't you make our back deck in college look like this? You know what I'm saying? And he brought up a great point that our deck didn't need much work because there might have been a party with a shop block involved with the ice thing where you could so it held up. But anyway, just PJ, there's millions of stories that just your brothers to deal with, and
some you can't tell though.
Some you can't
Some
tell.
stories are not to be told.
Some you can't tell. But again, there's just, like I said, for the fans, whenever they do ask us, there's not, and I'm so glad that you mentioned it, there's not a whole lot of reunions for us. We kind of use Saturdays for those, and we've used the spring game and the Thursday night before it at O'Connell's.
Well, OU Texas game for the the guys not playing anymore.
You know what I mean? And so I think we could definitely do more than that. We can definitely do better than that. We definitely need to do more. I mean, because there's my point to all that was there's not much difference in between the time that you played and the time that I played. Just certain facilities, really. We
facilities and the money that pulled in there.
Exactly. But it was
y'all didn't have a probation that we kind of came into.
But as far as the lifestyle and the things like that, and the people that and God bless Miss Teresa, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people like that, you ain't got to even say, to a football player, student athlete, like what she means to us, little things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so
absolutely.
But yeah, we should definitely celebrate more of those people. And again, there's not much passover. Speaking of OU football, obviously finished a good season. Finished, I believe, 6th or something like that. What do you think they need to improve most? Are you happy with where they are? What do you think they need to do in the offseason? Let me know.
I saw progression again on the defense. I think Coach Grinch is doing a good job. Offensively, I think the team benefited when they had the other guys that were suspended come back. You saw a difference, and that should be a cautionary tale to the guys now. You can make one wrong move and not be able to play, and then also hurt the team. So you want to try to do your best not to hurt the team. Now, again, I was wild and crazy in college too, but I didn't have those issues. I'd be late to something.
Yeah, no, I get it. If there's one,
Coach Selma had me running to 5.
No, I get it. We've all been there. One position group each side of the ball. What do you think they need to improve most?
I've always said this, the line of scrimmage. Because the reason I say that is I think that if you have an offensive line that can pass block and run block, it opens up the playbook. And if you have a defensive line that can make that quarterback feel mental or physical pressure, and you can stop the run and get after them, it somewhat can possibly make them not have as big a playbook because certain areas are being shut down. I don't think you're going to shut everything down in a football game. I think that's being unrealistic. But I do think that the line of scrimmage is going to be the key to Oklahoma next year. The line of scrimmage.
Do you think the Perkins loss, you think somebody will be able to replace him? Somebody will play like him, as big as he played and as violent?
He was a difference maker. I wish we'd had him the whole season. He was a difference maker. He really was. I hope he does well in the pros. I don't know where he'll go, but he'll go somewhere in the pros. Yeah, I just think that because I think that we have a talented quarterback. Decision making has to continue to get better. But if he feels comfortable, that enhances the accuracy of his throws. So him feeling comfortable is going to be who's in front of him and who's not in front of him.
Yeah.
Talking about D-line or a rush end.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always said, I'm not saying that they're the most important players because we can pick that, but I'm saying your O-line and D-line gives you your versatility. So if we have a good O-line and good D-line, we can stay healthy and don't have some of the bad decisions that were made. I think we're going to be good next year.
Well,
I think we're going to be in the mix.
I'm gonna come back to the team, but I'm gonna also give the fans advice if they want to trigger you. All they have to do is compare, go say one of the top quarterbacks in the 2000s to somebody like a Baker. Here's something triggered you the other day, and let me just set it up. We love Baker. We think Kyler's a great player, but some of the fans on Twitter, PJ,
you're trying to get us both in trouble right now.
They're short-sighted, man. They're short-sighted. The other day, one of them, they had a whole argument over it was like Baker or Joe Burrow, and it's like they're great quarterbacks. But the thing about it that got you triggered and that'll get me is they'll say it of like a 20-year period, and it'll be like so short-sighted. It'll be just like, hey, over the last 20 years, Kyler and Joe Burrow. The last 20 years, Baker and Deshaun Watson. I mean, you're just like, there's no other quarterbacks out there. So I just thought that was funny. I had to bring that up the other day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm proud of anybody who went to OU. You know how that is. Do I think he's the number one quarterback in college football in 2000 in the 20 years? No, I don't think he's that. And I didn't agree. And again, when I say this, people will think I have a problem with him. I got love for Baker. He ain't done nothing to me. And he's with the home team.
But like you said, people just get ridiculous with what was the other one? Tony Romo trying to get in the Hall of Fame or something.
Oh,
like that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they were asking on Facebook, should Tony Romo be in the Hall of Fame? I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan my whole life. I've been struggling since 95 to look for another championship. But he was a good quarterback. This is how I look at Tony Romo. Okay. There's two ways to look at Tony Romo. One is, what did people think he was going to be before he got in the league? They didn't think he would be that. Right? So it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it as where he was before he got in the NFL and where he ended up, that's a huge accomplishment. But if we're talking about not expectations of coming in, but expectations of now, they didn't get past the second round. Right? Some
short-sighted people.
I mean, we can talk about Dez who really caught the ball. We can talk about that. But other than that, let's be honest. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Dallas has been disappointing since Jimmy Johnson's influence left. There's a difference between his physical leaving, his influence on the team. Once that was filtered out, it hasn't been the same. It just hasn't been the same. So me saying that I don't think Baker's the best quarterback in college football over the last 20 years don't mean I ain't got love for him. I do.
Right.
But I know who I am. I know what I did and I know what I didn't do. I'm a Sooner. Can't nobody take that from me if I give a different decision that they don't care about. I mean, that they don't agree with. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think Baker was a bad dude. Baker has a great story. Coming from Texas Tech over here, getting the job and going to the Heisman Trophy 3 times. Ceremony 3 times.
Balled this year.
He balled. He's an incredible player. But I just saw better college football quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Yeah. It's not a knock on him. I'm not saying he's not good. He's great. He was great in college. And he's looking to be really good in the pros. I think his mindset, I don't know him, but I think that he learned from last year. And that's what life is about, whether you're playing football or not, learning from mistakes and learning from success. So he's going to be good.
Yeah. we could keep going on, and the same debate could be had about Tom Brady. But I mean, would save people. We could save people time, or we would go into it. But I think the comparisons, people just take the physical attributes out at certain times and just say, "Hey, the dude's a winner. He can win here, and that's it."
Yeah, I mean, he's a competitor, no question. And I saw somebody saying that if Dan Marino can be in the Hall of Fame, Tony Romo can be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You didn't see Dan Marino play if you said that.
Nah. Short-sightedness.
You didn't see Dan Marino play if you said that if he's in the Hall of Fame, Romo should be in the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you this.
Hey, did you see the deal on Adrian Peterson?
Which one?
When he was on with Shay Sharp.
I did not.
Okay.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, you can check it out. It's on YouTube somewhere. But, going on YouTube is hard to find sometimes. But anyway, he's on Shay Sharp's deal. And he was talking about Shannon asked him, why did he come to Oklahoma? And he was saying that early on he wanted to go to Texas. Obviously, he's from Texas. Mm-hmm. He wanted to go to Texas at first. And he said one of the reasons why he didn't go to Texas because he said he had a cousin that was at Texas, that played football at Texas when he was a little younger. So that got him also interested in that. Had a family member from Texas. That's a state school. He thought that. So when he got to talking to Texas, he was asking, am I going to be able to compete for the starting job? And they said, well, no, because I forgot what the running back was coming back.
Cedric Benson.
Yes, Benson. He was coming back and that they were going to show loyalty. And he said, okay, he scratched him off the list. And it just became between USC and us. And he asked him what the difference was. He said, well, one, USC is a long way from Texas. Oklahoma's closer. He said, but what really made me make my decision is when I asked Coach Stoops, were they going to give me an opportunity to compete for the starting job? Not give me the starting job, compete for the starting job. And he said, Coach said, yes, we let anybody compete. We're not going to give anybody a guaranteed job if they didn't earn it. And then he said that he liked OU because OU develops their players. Texas either at times or most times have more talent coming in, but they didn't develop. He said Oklahoma develops their players. He said that's why he came.
That's a great point, and I mean, love to hear from him. I mean, shout out to my guy, still doing it.
How is he still in the league this good?
Crazy work ethic, man. Crazy muscles. Crazy physique. Dude is crazy,
no
man.
Question.
He mentally strong. When you get around him, I mean, you can understand and feel that that's what his goal is. I mean, he's not going to necessarily tell it to you that way.
Right.
It's going to click to you that he wants to be the greatest of all time. It's going to click to you. I mean, everybody's heard the workout stories and shit. I mean, it's like you don't hear stuff like that about anybody, right? You don't hear people jumping on boxes with dumbbells in their hand. You don't hear about people not getting tired through a Smitty workout when everybody else is tired. You don't hear that type of stuff. So but it leads me to my next point, PJ. I mean, we could just get through it. We're OU football players, we are former players, but it never leaves us. We care about national championships just as much as the next person. Just that's our goal. But there is clearly 3 teams that are recruiting just out of this world between Ohio State, Clemson, and then there's just Alabama. What do we got to do? I mean, when you mentioned developing players, the way I look at it, PJ, I'm looking at the NFL draft. I mean, I'm guessing OU will probably have between 5 and 7 players drafted. Fair?
Yeah.
You got Trey Brown, Ramondre, Perkins, Ely, Norwood, maybe a couple others, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, some mock drafts are saying Bama's going to have 6 first rounders. I mean, that's a difference in talent. When Clemson every other year is putting out that type of talent, and then Ohio State is very, very consistent with that talent. What are we? We've had maybe a guy or 2 come in from the transfer portal. To me, PJ, I just don't think, unless we're getting guys that are draft picks, I don't think we're able to overtake those 3. I mean, what do you think?
No, not right now.
And
no.
Top draft picks. I mean, we got to find a way to get like first round guys. Is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, but remember that time where we had 3 in the first 5 or 6? You know what I mean? But it's recruiting. This is not a knock on anybody. I'm not saying any names. But if people are honest with themselves, we have not put on the field a championship team.
Well, you mentioned it too with Texas. You mentioned it too with Texas. If Texas is the breadwinner of the conference and they're supposed to be pulling in 5, I think I'm worried, PJ. I'll just say it. Texas isn't what they used to be. I think one of the greatest things about our early 2000 teams was that we were pushed by those guys. Every year we knew there was a top 5 class. Every year we knew that the 5 stars weren't going to go to A&M, they were going to go to them. Now they're going to A&M or LSU. Now or even Bama. So we're not even getting we're steady losing Texas. And now it's like the guys you mentioned, the guys when we had that good draft, those guys were from Oklahoma. And so if we can't develop, are those guys here? Is an NFL quarterback waiting to be developed in Oklahoma? Is an NFL tight end in Gresham waiting to be developed? Is an NFL D tackle like Gerald McCoy? To me, PJ, that's what scares me the most, is when we don't see kids in the big positions coming out of Oklahoma like that. That's the scary thing. You see him coming out of Alabama. You see him coming out of Georgia. You see him coming out of South Carolina.
Right.
I mean, we're not seeing kids like that right now.
Yeah, and it's recruiting, and it's recruiting. It's the number one thing. Until it changes, it's going to be the number one thing, recruiting. And I'm not saying recruiting as in disrespect to who's here now or who's coming, but just being honest. When we get to the Final Four, we look like we don't belong.
And see, what scares me, PJ, is again, if they're not gonna say the Big 12 is the best league. If there's 4 teams, if those 4 teams are undefeated, let's just say the ones we mentioned, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, OU. In my opinion, we're gonna be 4. And the worst part about that is first round, you've got Alabama.
So let me ask you this question. So I'm going to make a statement, then ask you a question. I was talking to a former teammate, Anthony Fogel, and we were kind of talking about what you're talking about right now, what we're talking about right now. So I was thinking back. I was like, hold on. I've never been a conference guy, and I'm not a conference guy. If my school is not there, then I really don't care who's in the Final Four. But I'm a sports nut, so I'm going to watch and pay attention. I'm saying that to say this. When people talk about the SEC's dominance, it's real. But guess what? From 1990 to about 2003 to 2004, the Big 12 was the best conference.
Facts.
Colorado won a championship in 90. Nebraska won 3 in the 90s. We got that 1 in 2000. That was that 3?
Texas
that was
in 05.
Texas in 05. So we got from 90 to Texas 05. We had the most championships from 90 to 05. The Big 12 had the most national championships. Now, here's what the SEC did. Now, they won in 03 with LSU. They got that one, right? But then they didn't get another one, I think, till 9, if I remember correctly. No, because the Florida guys got it. But to make a long story short, from 90 to 2005, we had the most national championships. We have to do what they did to take it from us, which is figure out what they need to do, who they need to have, what coaches, what coaching staff, what strength and conditioning coach we need to get here to get where the Big 12 was.
Jarrell said it. Go ahead.
You got to do that. You got to figure out what you're missing and go get it.
Jarrell said it, and I think we've hinted at it a lot on this show, and that's fine. The next great D tackle, to me, is going to come from most times he's coming from about 3 or 4 states. It used to be Texas used to be involved, and to me, they're not involved anymore as the best state with the best D tackles. Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and maybe either Florida or a South Carolina or somewhere along the Southeast. Chances are, right? And Jarrell said these things, PJ.
Yeah.
None of those. most of those kids don't even have a Big 12 in their top 3 or 4 schools. We usually end up in top 5, top 6 position, and then we're out. We out the game.
So how many times has there been a Final Four? Is it 6 or 7? 6?
Something like
that. Has it been 6
6
Final Fours? How many have we been in?
Was it 3, 4, 3?
I think 4.
Okay.
I think we were in 4 of the 6 Final Fours.
Okay.
So is the question, we're not getting them because on the big stage it don't look like with what the name says?
I think it's a lot of reasons. I mean, Rufus has kind of hinted at it before. I mean, it put lightly, one, I think it's home allegiance. Most states aside from OU are able to recruit their home state. LSU's in Louisiana. Georgia's in Georgia. Bama's in Bama. The majority of their teams, half their team, a lot of time is from that home state. So, like we talk about all the time, if we're locking up Oklahoma, these losing the 5-star defenders never happens. But it's happening too often because we're elsewhere.
I'm a little different. Not saying you're wrong. I'm a little different. I don't care where you're from. Is Bob Stoops from Oklahoma?
Sure isn't.
Barry Switzer from Oklahoma?
I don't think so.
Is Roy from Oklahoma?
Not at all.
Is Adrian from Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
Go get the best players, best coaches you can get. If we have a guy in state, yeah, you go get him. Yeah, you go get him. You want to be seeing Oklahoma people, recruiters or whoever they send out in different high schools in Oklahoma. Yes, you start with home, seeing what's at home, but you got to go get the best players. If they somewhere else, you got to go there.
And that's where I don't know that we can. I'm gonna just say it. I don't know that we can.
We used to. What's the difference now?
Well, I think, just my opinion, Texas, you can blame it on the spread. You can blame it on 747 or 7-on-7. You can blame it whatever.
Right.
The spread has hurt Texas because the D-line play doesn't produce like they used to. The best D-linemen are consistently coming from Alabama, LSU. Probably you can throw in Clemson. Maybe now you can throw in Ohio State. Possibly. But
where are they going to?
What you mean by that?
What schools are they going to?
They're going to the ones where they know they're going to the league. None of them are really, in my opinion, not many of those big-time D tackles are traveling very far. A lot of times, them cats stay fairly close to home. But again, it goes. You can see it on Twitter. The kids will drop their top 6, right? OU, and say they're from Louisiana. There was a kid last year. Hey, OU, LSU, Bama, Georgia, Clemson, right? Then by the time
who's winning?
Top 3, again, it's Bama, Clemson, LSU.
Who's winning?
It'll end up being one of those 3. Bama.
I'm talking about who's winning an enormous amount of games and who's winning championships.
Those guys, Bama.
Okay, so from 90 to 05, the Big 12, if we're gonna say a best conference, was most of it was the Big 12, right?
Yep.
So when you have what you need, right? Because 1990, the last time OU had a national championship was 1985 until 2000, right? So what I'm trying to say is we have to be able to get 25. And what we have to do is we have to find a way to get what we need.
We're going to have to get in those states.
That's their job.
We're going to have to.
That's their job, though.
And that's the deal.
Because as bad as LSU is, as great as Bama's, this is the greatest run we've ever seen in college football, right? It is. They can only get 25.
So great point. They signed 6 from Texas.
Right. But what they're doing is they're winning championships and they're putting people in the league. Are we winning championships and putting an abundance of people in the league?
We're not.
Did we do that? Did we do that in the early 2000s? Were we not the champion in 2000 and seen as the favorite until USC got us, right?
For sure.
Okay, so when you were there, we were still top 2, 3, right? Somewhere around there.
Yep.
We recruited off the winning in the biggest moments.
Yeah.
When we get on this stage, I'm not talking about anybody. And they can say, yeah, you played tonight. Oh, that's fine. I'm talking about what's from here forward. When we get on that big stage, we don't win. So then people, not everybody, people start to think, oh, they're just that good because that's the conference they play in.
Yeah.
Because when they get out here with us, we don't get past the first round in the Final Four. So I'm not trying to down the school. I'm just trying to give an honest evaluation of what somebody on the outside that has no connection to Oklahoma could think. Yeah, they get busy in their conference. Who's the second best team in their conference?
Good question. TCU.
Okay, so again, if someone hears this, they'll think I'm talking bad about Oklahoma. No, I'm talking real on how we need to get back to the top. We're really good right now. I'm not acting like we're downtrodden. We're gonna probably come in somewhere beginning of next year. We're gonna probably be somewhere from 5 to 8. Right? We'll probably be 5 to 8, and that's good enough to win the games we need to win and get in the Final Four.
Do we finish? Do we finish? Do we get a playoff victory next year?
I gotta see what the team look like with the people that left. I gotta see a game or two. You know what I'm saying, to kind of see how we know the impact that they had when they were gone. And how we were giving up the lead. We were 1-2 at one point. And then you get the guys back that made that mistake, and then that looks like a completely different team. So I saw what they looked like without them last year. So I got to see a couple of games before I start saying what they're going to be like still without them.
I'm with you there. I think the thing that scares me, just to be honest, is, I mean, Pete, we don't see first round picks like that in this conference anymore. We just don't. And I mean, if we're not prepared when we go play a team that possibly has 5, 6, 7 first rounders, that's a large jump for our guys to make, try to upset those guys, and then go be ready for a Clemson or Ohio State after.
But the teams that got what they need do it.
I mean, that's real. But there's only been how many teams have beat Bama in the playoff? 2? Ohio State and Clemson?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
but
they're the best team right now. I mean, I know people thought, Clemson has taken themselves very high from where they were. They got 2 chips. They got a really good coach. He say some things I don't agree with, but he's a really good coach.
If you're
we know what BV does, so we know what that is.
I'm gonna put
and
you
they get in
spot.
town.
Let me put you on the spot. You're a recruit.
I'm fine with being put on the spot.
You didn't move to Oklahoma, so you're still in VA. Okay, you got each offer. You got those 4 schools. Where do you go?
Which 4 are you talking about? OU.
The 4 we talk about: Clemson, Ohio State, Bama. You know nothing about your previous experience, obviously. So you're 18 again.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard to answer if I've never been there. I got to put the recruiting into it, like what Adrian was saying. I got to put the recruiting part in it for anywhere.
So what do you think you would, just looking at it, and say you visited all 4 places, you know equal amounts. What do you think would lead you to one place or the other? The team. You think
the place I felt comfortable with. Like, you got to feel comfortable where you possibly gonna live for a minimum of 4 years. If you know what I'm saying. So I think that my first thing would have been, how do I feel like here? How do I feel? How the coaches talking? What they saying? Do I really have a chance to play? Because people want to play. So I think it would be the visit. I think the visits. I think either the region that you're from, that you want to just stay near there. That's one reason why they may not, go further across the country.
Would you be a Kevin Durant guy and chase the ring? Would you just go straight to Bama for the ring? Would you be a guy that says, hey, Clemson's the only one or Ohio State's the only one to beat y'all, or would you be a guy that says, "Hey, we're gonna go win the first one at OU"?
I'm still gonna be that guy that's where I'm comfortable. Because so if we was on this run, will we say, "Oh, do you want to go join now?"
That's a good point. We're also from here,
right.
or obviously we're from here, so that brings a little bit difference into it. So that's why I put you back in VA because
I'm from VA, but I've been living here for a while now. I'm still a VA cat, but I'm an OU Sooner, right. and I love the program. So it's hard to say. And listen, I don't want this to sound like people aren't doing their job. I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to say. Some people may want to think that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we want to get to the Final Four and at least win a game, or the big prize is to win it all, then we have to change what we're doing. Because we've had 3 Heisman quarterbacks, 2, and he was in the mix, right?
Yeah.
So Jalen was in the mix. So we've had Heisman Trophy quarterbacks back to back to back, right? We've had our offensive line 2 or 3 years ago. Aren't all of them? Because the one that's leaving now, he's going to go in the NFL too. Yeah. So the entire line went to the NFL.
Yep.
The entire offensive line is going to the NFL. All 3 quarterbacks are going to the NFL, and most of the receivers are going to the NFL. Right?
Yep.
So what's the problem?
Just my opinion. It's getting over the hump, P. It's
the problem was the defense.
Well,
first.
that it's and we see it in recruiting, and I mean the fans who.
But the recruiting is it.
Well, we're at a point, P, where the elite guys, like I said, no offense to OU, the elite guys are only going 3 places. The 5 stars know who's getting people to the NFL right now, which is why nearly every class is starting out with Bama up top, followed by Ohio State, followed by Clemson. Everybody's going to have those guys. And so the top defensive lineman is going to one of those 3 places. The top quarterbacks going to one of those 3 places. The top, we had a quarterback like that, but Texas got the next one from Texas going to Ohio State.
Okay, that's a good point. So let me respond this way. You are right. Those are the 3 big dogs right now. So, first question. Are we saying there's only 75 caliber people that can help you win a championship? Because again, Clemson, Bama, and Ohio State can bring 25 guys in. Now we know it can, if somebody leaving, make it be an extra 2, but we'll just go with what it normally is.
Well, let's flip it this way. Because look at the NFL draft. Every year, the SEC, ACC, and Big Ten are going 1, 2, 3. And so you've got the top guys, obviously, are going to those 3 leagues, whether it's the league, whether it's the school.
And I'm glad you brought that up. From 1992 to 2009, what was Alabama?
I mean, what for most of it, not a school on a legendary run like they are right now. That's for sure.
Right. So from 1992 to 2009, when I think is the first championship they won under Saban. So from 92 to 2009, Bama was not really in the conversation, right? Clemson has been a good football program. They won a championship in 81. So from 1981 to when they beat, what is it, Bama? I think they beat Bama in, was it 16? Something like that? This is 15, 16, somewhere in that range. So a team that hadn't won a championship since 81 found a way to build their program up to challenge and beat Bama. Bama, who is the standard of college football, right? It's just the championship say who they respect the most. People respect the championship and winners more than do triers, right? So Bama hadn't really been in the mix from 92 to 09. What I'm getting at is we are further along in the process than they were. So why aren't we finishing it?
That's a great question. I think the only point I would have to that, Pete, is most of those schools, I would imagine, I wasn't doing research back then, most of those schools invested in their home states even through the down times. And you can look at our classes. I mean, we're signing 2-3 kids. I think our coaches do a good job of finding the kids that they think are going to the league. If they find a bunch of Oklahoma kids that are going to the league, I think we're in much better shape. But we haven't. Well, especially if you can find offensive linemen, Pete, that are projecting, that are getting these Alabamas and that are getting these Clemsons and turning them down and going to OU. I mean, to me, that's a good sign. But
so how many do we have in this state that is the level that we need to be to win a championship? How many players? Listen, it's all love.
Yeah.
Showing love to your hometown. It's all love, showing love to your school. Yeah. But if we're talking about getting better, yes, if there's an Oklahoma kid that's that good, let's get him.
Sure.
But if there's a guy that's in Oklahoma and he's not as good as the other guy and it's not close, I don't care where you're from. If it's close, go with the Oklahoma guy. If it's like what? Yeah, go with the Oklahoma guy.
No doubt.
It's a good look.
No doubt.
It's a good look.
Well, what it's
but
been, though,
if you're the coach of a team and this guy is okay and this guy is in Georgia, which one are you taking? You're going to, if there's a clear difference between them,
no doubt,
you go for the better player.
No doubt.
So we know this is a state of, listen, I know this is going to sound biased and all that, whatever. It is amazing that Oklahoma has 7 national championships. I think it's the smallest state that has that many championships. I think. I don't know how big Indiana is. Yeah. Because Notre Dame got that, right? But there's a lot of championships that have come through here. And it's not as many people as Texas and Georgia and Florida and all that. They got more people to choose from.
Right.
I'm not saying better people. I'm saying they have more athletes to choose from. So it's about getting your house in order. If you got local guys that can play on the level that you need to play them, definitely you get them first.
Yep.
You always get the Division I. I don't mean Division I, just making it. The guys. You always get the hometown guys first.
Well, I just don't think. I don't think they're here. Is the thing. And
so we can't just be waiting on them to be here. You got to go get them somewhere else.
And that's where,
if they're here, you go get them.
Jarrell,
but if they're not,
Jarrell said it plenty. I mean, Pete. I mean, the 5-star D tackles, 5-star D ends. It is a struggle for us to stay in the top 5. I mean,
how many 5-stars? How many 5-stars do we have in 2000?
That's a great point. But since then, PJ, I mean, who's won it without them? Since then,
I don't. Talent matters. So that's why I'm always, when we have this conversation until we win it, it's gonna be recruiting.
Yeah.
Coaching is part of it too, but it's recruiting.
The other deal is, I mean, and we're talking about these three. The 2000 team had a combination of guys from Oklahoma that were draft picks, guys from California and Florida that were, top states, and then we were down. And then again, Texas football was the shit. And I mean, where we needed it to be at a D tackle range, and that's where, when we get there, PJ, if running the ball, rushing yards means a lot in those big games. And we got outrushed. The games that we lose, we get outrushed. You could look at it as a simple stat like that. If we're passing more than we're running, we're probably in trouble. Very few teams go 60% pass in those games and do well. You have to be on point if you're doing that.
Or you're behind.
Or you're behind. But, chances are, if you're throwing on Bama or Clemson and all them, and it's 60%, throughout the game, you're doing some work.
You're not winning the line of scrimmage.
You're not.
If you're throwing it that much, you're not winning the line of scrimmage.
And I'm saying if you've completed some passes and doing those things, you're obviously doing some work. So, but that's not it. We can go on and on about it all day. But my thing, P, is it to me, it has to be more of those guys. It has to be a plethora of those guys. I don't know that we're going to be able to build a roster to compete with those to compete with those guys when we get there off of the states that we've been hitting up.
And that's where the recruiting is at. who you have on your team determines how good a coach you are. In a lot of cases, I don't mean that directly. I mean, if you're not winning, you may be a good coach. You just don't have the talent, right? And you can have the talent, but not have a good coach.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it can go both ways. Do you see Oklahoma doing this next year, or kind of leveling, kind of right here?
Well, and that's
with the guys we lost.
That's a great question, PJ. And I say this with nothing but love for OU in my heart. I think there's a glass ceiling now. I honestly think that, and it's not just for us; it's for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way people.
But I think we can do better than what we're doing specifically on defense.
I'm with you there.
I think we can do better than what we've been doing the last few years. And I think we should be in a situation, if we get in the Final Four, that it doesn't look like it looks like we don't belong. LSU look like we didn't belong. You know what I mean? So nobody wins all the games. You know what I mean? You don't do that. But we've had too much winning to be void on that side of the ball.
That's real.
Well, I mean, is that too much?
That's absolutely real.
And it's not attacking anybody. It's just somebody who loves that program and that school dearly, who wants to see the best for us, right? So, and you could say this year, well, it would have been better if they'd have made a better decision. You're right. But having said that, it also infers that you didn't have somebody ready if they got hurt.
Real.
Not trying to speak that into existence.
Right. And that's what the point,
that's what I'm saying.
And it's
the recruiting.
Those other schools are built for that whole season, and when the playoffs start, they just getting started. Compared to without the kids that got suspended, I mean, we're one player away from who knows what. So I think we've in the nicest way. I mean, we can maybe get better, but I don't want to see us go play Bama first round. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to see. We're not. Do you think we're ready? I mean, I don't. Nobody is though.
I mean, no. Well, I mean, we'll see what Bama looks like next year. But they're going to be in front of us. We know that. But again, at this point, looking at Bama, yeah, you could say, yeah, you're looking at Bama or Clemson. My thing is, we need to look inward and own our stuff. You know what I mean? We got to own our stuff. And I think Grinch is doing a good job, and I think he'll do a better job if there's some more talent there.
Yeah. Let everybody know what you've been up to, man. Let's wrap this up. I got your younger bro, Keenan Clayton, coming on after you.
Man, I can't wait to hear that one. That's gonna be a fun one to check out. Man, I'm just living life, man. Just blessed. This has been a long year with all this, with the coronavirus and all the other foolishness that has been going on. I'm just glad to sit here calm and know that my family's okay and the people I love are okay.
Yeah, you got it. I should have asked you. We should have done a pod. Thankful that everybody made it through the snowstorm. Did you get to make any snow ice cream? Did it remind you of Virginia in any way? Did you make it without any property damage throughout the snow and ice and stuff?
Yeah, no, I got through it okay. It was cool. It was okay. The weather people did a good job of informing everybody, knowing what to look for and those type of things. So I was blessed to have power. I'm gonna tell you how blessed I was. I woke up and my electricity was off. It was on off for 25 minutes. So they were doing that sharing, like an hour off, an hour in different states or whatever they were doing. I think from Minneapolis down to, I don't know if it was just Oklahoma or Texas, and they did that. So I was blessed in that way that I only had it out for 25 minutes. Now, it was hard scraping everything off the car and around it and that kind of stuff. But, it's just kind of being petty. Saying that was hard. That ain't hard.
Been coaching up at UCO. We didn't, the days that
how's it going?
It's great, but the days that we could work, we still worked, P. We still working, dog. We ran in some snow. We worked out with a little snow on the ground. It ain't no big deal. You know how it goes. You sometimes
the hustle continues.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta play in that stuff, man. You know,
No doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt. You got to play in those things for sure.
Everybody talk about wanting to play in the NFL till you get drafted to Chicago and it snows 14 inches. You know what I'm saying? You know, you fight through it.
No question. No question about it.
Well, cool, man. Well, we need to check back in, man. That was a great talk. Fans is gonna love this.
All love, bro.
Much
All love,
big
man.
Bro. Hey, take it easy on the bros in the Facebook group, but you know, like I said, we'll keep it going. We had a great meme today.
I don't start it. I just finish it.
It's hilarious. Just finish. You got a comment on my post on there from today about Wesley Snipes being the greatest athletic movie actor. Because you know he was, somebody posted that he was in all of them. You know he was
he was in all. I'm glad he's back in movies. I'm glad they took that thing off of him.
Yeah,
you know they shut people down if you don't do what they want to out there.
Sure.
But whatever.
That's real. Yeah, that's real.
No doubt.
Big facts.
Hey man, proud of you as always, brother. Take care, man. Be careful.
Much love. Fullback you.
All right. Peace.